Is there a central midfielder that I haven't signed yet? Hello? Oh, Walsall's accountant, what do you want? What do you mean we're failing FFP right now? It's impossible, mate. We made £2 million profit last season. Well, what do you mean we're over the wage budget? Just take it out of the transfer budget. What do you mean we can't? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of our Dean Smith Footsteps Challenge. We look to follow in the great man's footsteps. We are at Walsall in Season 2 in League 1. And I thought we'd start by having a quick look at the finances because as you can see, we are currently set to fail FFP regulations. We're over the wage budget. We can't move it because of FFP. We're over the ceiling. And yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble here because if we have a quick look, a failure to comply with these with FFP, it means a transfer embargo will be imposed. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we do about this. The main problem that we've come into here is that because we had the injury to Clark, who was on $2,500 a week, we then had to replace him. And I went a little bit silly with the signings last episode, bringing in 4, and I lost track of the wage budget. Basically, I thought we were going to be okay, and we weren't. Yeah, so we can try and sell Facey, who wants to leave anyway. That's $1,200 off the wage bill, and ideally we just get rid of Clark. I wonder if I can just release him and pay it off, and then bring us back under. Yeah, maybe we could do. Let me know if you guys know in the comments if we just release James Clark from his contract, considering he's out for pretty much the season anyway. Would that take him off the wage budget, and then we would come under, wouldn't we? Because we'd save $1,700. That could be a solution. I don't know if that would work. Again, let me know if you know in the comments before I do that. But that could be something worthwhile doing. Anyway, we've got a few games to catch you up on since last episode. Today we are playing Wigan and Bradford City in the League and Cup. So let's have a quick look. First game to catch you up on was against Preston in the league. One of the title favourites, Preston. Jarvis Adobe gave us the lead with his first Walsall goal, but Preston were level before half-time and then took the lead midway through the second half before extending their advantage when they caught us out with a long ball. Mitchell Candlin got on the end of a Cameron Norman cross to pull one back, but we couldn't rescue a point. This was a decent effort away from home. They were just a little bit too good for us. I consider penalty and then the ball over the top so soon after it was a bit disappointing. We did go down to 10 men. Boateng got himself sent off late on. But yeah, we just weren't quite good enough. It was good to see Adobe get himself a goal on debut. So that's excellent. But yeah, a decent effort away from home to what is one of the favourites to win the league. Their goalkeeper, we made him play well. But yeah, ultimately we just weren't quite good enough. Next up, Carabao Cup first round against Bradford City. We went in front through a well-taken Mitchell Candlin goal. Bradford equalised in stoppage time, but we won the shootout. So it was a rotated team. It was a change in formation as well with wingers. And it was a decent enough effort, all that taken into account. It was really annoying, obviously, to concede basically the last kick of the game. But we got the job done in stoppage time, which was good. Some debuts here for Reme, got a first start. Who else got a first start here? Folds came in to play his first game. So yeah, I mean, it was good. And another debut was Campbell here, who's one of the youngsters that's coming through our academy. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was enough to get the job done on the shootout there. It's a good goal from Candlin, but yeah, it could have been better. Next up, we played Hull City. Again, another one of the relegated teams from the Championship. This was back in League 1. So this was a frustrating game, to be honest. Is that Ryan Burke? No, it's not. It's Reece Burke. Yeah, I mean, we were the better team. We at home, I guess, maybe you'd say we should have, we should be looking to get a draw against anybody in the league. But we made their central defenders play well, and I felt like we probably should have won this game. We just couldn't score, which was disappointing. But definitely promising signs against what was a championship team last season. Next up, we played Shrewsbury, one of our big, fierce local rivals. We took an early lead when Kinsella crossed for Cockerell Mollet, and doubled our advantage within a minute when Mitchell Candlin got on the end of an Alfie Bates cross. Felix and Mecca smashed in our third, before Kinsella crossed for Mitch Clark to get his first Sadler's goal late on. This is just a stunning performance. 2 early goals from Cockrell, Mollett and Candlin, and Mecca and Clark with his first goal for the club late on. And we absolutely smashed them. You can see from the match ratings there, or match stats I should say, we had 66% of possession. They barely registered a shot on goal. And yeah, just a really, really good performance this one. Really, really good performance. Last game to catch you up on, it was one we were going to show on the channel. Obviously, with progression in the Carabao Cup, we're showing the Wigan game, and that was against Lincoln City. Danny Hilton's first goal for the club sealed the points. So there we go, a good win away from home. Hilton got his first goal from the spot, only just though, didn't he? But yeah, you can see here, we deserved to win the game. We did struggle to break them down a little bit and create good chances as opposed to just a lot of chances. But yeah, a good performance, got the win, excellent stuff. Now we have a look what all that means for the league table. I tell you what, not doing too bad. 6 games in, sitting up there in 5th. We've already played Preston as well, who is obviously a good team. We've played Burton, who is looking to be a good team as well. So yeah, it's going well. This is our Carabao Cup game that we will be showing. We are at home to Wigan, and then we're going to play Bradford over here in the league. And Bradford, where are Bradford? They're struggling-ish down towards the bottom of the table. But let's go and have a look at what we're up against here in Wigan. They're a championship club. Obviously, they are the favourites. You would expect that. They are a Paul Cook coached team. Let's have a quick look at Paul over here. Yep, good manager. Absolutely a good manager. They're an adventurous passing, playing style. We're up against this sort of a formation is what we're expecting. You can see they lost to Sheffield Wednesday last time out, but they are currently sitting 4th in the championship. Again, early days, obviously, but in Brentford, look at them, high-flying as well. But they're obviously a good team. Positional heat map here, we can see they're just kind of averagely standard, aren't they? Maybe we could get in behind their fullbacks. We can see their passing network there and their key passes as well. And this is a team that we're sending out. It's not full strength, but it's certainly, I think, still a decent enough team. I think the league is where we've got to look to focus for this season. So it's Roberts going in goal. It's Jules and Adobe. First look at him on the channel. Norman down the right, Folds down the left. Dane in there as the anchor man. It's Willis, Perry. That's Sam Perry. Not Perry Moss, which is no way confusing, is it? And then Rame getting a start as well, with Candlin as a false 9, Adebayo as a target man. Just going to see if these two work like this, and it gives us an option then in place of Hilton and Mecca. So everybody is playing as expected, which is always a nice bonus. What do we want to say here? Marcus Stewart says go out there and encourage the team. Come on, lads, show me what you can do to keep this run going. And yeah, we'll just see if we can keep this run going. It's been a bit of a weird start to the season. You can see by the scores, there's some games that we sort of match up well and we look a really, really good team. And then there's other games where we don't quite match up as well and we sort of are struggling a little bit. So, I mean, as long as we're hard to beat, here we go with a free kick. Reme knocks it in. It's there and it's over the bar from Sam Perry. Yeah, as long as we just keep chugging along, get the results that we're getting. I mean, we don't look like a team that's going to be in relegation trouble at this stage, so that's huge. Whether we can look to push on and stay in playoff contention, I mean, the season will sort of play out from there. But yeah, I mean, as I said, we don't look like we're going to be a team in relegation trouble, so that's important. We look like that's not the best defending. Gavin Massey at the back post. He's gotten past Folds, and that is 1-0 to Wigan, and that is not ideal so early in the game. We saw last year, didn't we, in the Carabao Cup against championship opposition, we got a little bit of a touch-up in the Carabao Cup, and then we were able to go on a nice run and beat Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. So I just wonder if maybe early in the season, with new players gelling and everything like that, if we struggled a little bit. But again, this isn't necessarily our strongest team either, so we've got to bear that in mind. A quick update of last season's goal of the season voting. It was the Liam Kinsella wonder strike, 100% of the vote that was voted by you guys as goal of the season, and it just was, wasn't it? It just was goal of the season. There's no arguing about it, I don't think. Got a corner to defend here. Windass knocks it in, headed away by Adobe. Can we get to that with Adebayo? No, we cannot. Actually, Adebayo should probably be back defending, shouldn't he? I might need to fix those marking arrangements because the target man should definitely be back defending a corner. So note to self, go and do that between games here, please, Aussie Villain. Highlight looks as though it's going to continue, though. Can we go and nick this back? It doesn't look like we can. Ball over the top. Oh, we've been caught out again, have we? He's missed it. That's how Preston got us for the 3rd goal. But there we go. Can we get creative going here? We haven't been completely outplayed. So for a team that's sitting 4th in the championship, It's not the worst performance that we'll see from us. Expect to see a little bit better second half, please, boys. Candlin, don't get yourself sent off. Candlin's had a decent start to the season again. He's taking chances, which is good to see. Can we give him some passion? I don't want to tell players they're rubbish twice here. But he did that last year as well, so it's whether he can sort of continue to get the chances, or put the chances away, I should say. Well, he has to get the chances as well, obviously. Jules is having a poor game. We do have Lloyd Jones on the bench. Ideally, I want to keep a lot of those guys on the bench fresh for the league game. I feel like the Cups are one of these things right now where if we could get obviously a draw against a Premier League team, that helps us financially. But I don't think our actual finances overall aren't bad. It's just FFP that's sort of coming in the way, and I don't believe that getting a draw in the getting a Premier League team, for example, in a cup game is going to help that because we're over the wage budget, and I don't. Maybe I don't really understand, and this is my problem, I guess. But I don't really understand how they reach that wage budget. I'm assuming it has to do with turnover, but I don't know. So maybe it would make a difference, but I just feel like we're not going to win a cup. So if we can get up the leagues as quickly as possible, especially the Carabao Cup early on, where we have got off. It's one of those where if you got off to a poor start, you've got to make sure that you're not going to get relegated. And if you get off to a good start, you kind of feel like you need to make sure that you keep up the top of the table and push for promotional playoffs if it's a chance of happening. Whereas by the FA Cup, we've sort of settled into the season a little bit more, and we'll know roughly where we stand, and we can sort of. Is that offside? Oh, that's disappointing. He looked like he had to be offside, didn't he? The goalkeeper's come out. Oh, we've got Norman's playing everybody on. Oh, you moron. And Roberts, yeah, I mean, you could see when that ball was played why he thought he could come and get it, because look where his defensive line should be, and look where Norman is. He's what's that, 5-6 yards behind everybody else. Oh, okay. Really harsh the game's given that as an error to Roberts there. I don't think that's fair. Anyway, this is going poorly. Facey isn't really match sharp. All right, let's get Hardy on for Perry, who's not had a great game in there. Folds isn't having a good game either, but we don't really have another option. And let's try Candlin as a pressing forward and see if we can get him going forward a little bit more. We need to obviously try and get something going here late on if we can. Let's try exploit the flanks. Let's lift this tempo. Let's be a bit more direct. Let's take it off work ball into the box. And let's try pushing up the high line. Typically, I've found when we play a really high line that teams have just been knocking it over our heads. I think that's probably something to do with the level that we're playing at as much as anything. So that's probably, I think, what teams are trying to do. And so if we play a high line, then we're just sort of playing into that. Maybe against a championship team, that'll be less of the case. But it's a good tackle, is it, by Folds? It is. He's won that nicely. Still there. He's had another go at it. Missed that one. Jules heads it away. Hardy completes the clearance and just keeps coming back, doesn't it? Another ball forward. Jules wins that. Hardy onto Reme. What can he do? Nice ball there for Adebayo. Can he find? He can. Candlin's in here. Can Candlin get us back in this tie? Oh, no, he cannot. Unlucky. Decent bit of play there, though, wasn't it? It only took us to the 90th minute to get there, but again, you look at these match stats, and we weren't completely outplayed. Again, it's disappointing to lose a home cup tie like that, but given that it's certainly not our strongest team either, yeah, that could have been a lot worse. So there we go, our Carabao Cup runs at the end of some poor finishing. You can see that if it's a straight up second 11, there is a drop off, but I don't think it was. There's signs there, isn't there? There's signs that we are a decent team. Anyway, wait right there. We will be back for who are we playing? Bradford City in the league, and hopefully we'll get a good win in that one. Okay, welcome back, and let's get things back on track here as we go to Bradford to play Bradford City, and we are the favourites for this one. We've had a win, a draw, and a loss against them. Of course, we did just scrape past them in the Carabao Cup earlier this season already. So yeah, let's hope we can do something similar here. I'll have a quick look what we're up against here. Stuart McCall is still their manager, a decent manager he is as well, an attacking standard style of play. Have a quick look at what we are expecting here. This sort of a formation, you can see here they got a 2-0 win last time out against Accrington Stanley. Who are they? And you can see they're a little bit narrow. We will try and get down the sides of them here. Passing network is there, and their key passes as well. A little bit direct, not afraid of doing that, which could be a problem for us, but we won't play a high line to try and counter that. And this is a team, and I tell you what, we have some nice problems here in that it's a very difficult team to select to try and get all the good players in there. And that's what you want. So Liam Roberts goes in goal. Shaughnessy, we're going to play him as a centre-back here to see how that works. I know Mark was saying in the comments that he's more than capable of playing as a centre-back. I did have him earmarked as a half-back. But yeah, we'll see how we go with this. So it's Shaughnessy and Corey Roberts at the back. It's Clark down the right. It's Cockrell Mullet down the left. Kinsella is the half-back. The reason he's in as a halfback is because Bates, he has to play. He's training the house down. He's a player that we've owned that's come through the academy, and I can't not pick him. So it's Bates, it's Redmond, and it's Boateng in midfield with Enmeka and Hilton up top. This is a strong team. Let's see how we go. So they have changed things up a little bit with the sort of the 4-4-1-1 up top there, but that's not a problem. We should be able to deal with that. Marcus Stewart says go out there, prove a point. Just go out there, play your natural game. Let's try that. We have been getting... I don't think the press have been saying that much about us. Just impress me, boys. Just impress me. And yeah, we'll get out there and hopefully put on a first team performance here. Yeah, I mean, I am kind of... I don't know if I'm falling into the trap of trying to force players into positions. Mitch Clark, I think, has to play as a right wing back because he's got all the attributes for it. And Kinsella has been playing well out there, though, and that's a header straight into the arms of Roberts. So I'm kind of maybe tinkering with what's working by not playing Kinsella out on the right as right wing-back to get Clark into the team. But I think going forward, that's probably our best team. And bouncing around, and Maka has picked it up there, the clearance from Boateng. Here he goes, and Maka, can he find Ilton in the middle? He's there. If he can find him, he's gone a long way, and it's a decent tackle at the end of it, unfortunately. Heavy tackle as well. For a second then I thought maybe we might get a penalty. Roberts picks that up, lumps it forwards, and we should pick that up with Alfie Bates. Becoming a long odd highlight. Clark goes past one. He goes forward. Go on, Mitch Clark. What is that? What is that, Clarky boy? Come on, mate. Yes, but as I say, I think that going forward, it is best for us to have Clark out there on the right. That's a bit closer, Mitch. Much better, son. So, you know, that's why I'm doing it, basically. But, I thought he was going to let that in then. Yeah, I am a little bit concerned that I've sort of stopped doing what was working with Kinsella and Cockrell Mullet going down the wings. But we saw last year, as I said, Kinsella is more than capable of playing pretty much anywhere. So we'll try that. Hilton with a good ball to find Cockrell Mullet. He goes past one, he keeps possession anyway. Boateng has it now, in there for Redmond. Redmond, good ball for Cockrell Mullet. Can he get across into the box? Go on, there it is. It's Hilton, it's there for Clark, and Mitch Clark's. That's it away. Excellent stuff. Cockrell Mullet with the assist. It's 1-0 to well, who are we? Walsall. I was going to say Bradford City then, but we're not Bradford City. And there we go. Excellent stuff. Redmond, good ball to find Cockrell Mullet, who I know Gary Turpie says is the unsung hero of the team. And I think I think we've got to start singing him, don't we? He is very much, I think, becoming a sung hero. Really good assist there. It's to go with his, he's got 5 goals already this season as well. He's absolutely just killing it. He's one of those guys, he's better than his attributes, actually. But, long may it continue. All right, if we defend properly now, we should have ourselves 3 more points in this, what is beginning to look a little bit like a playoff push, isn't it? I don't think we're good enough to go up automatically. I think we saw Preston as too good for us. I think Derby County's going to be too good for us. But outside of that, I think maybe we could go up as the third team. But I think this season, best case scenario, we're probably going to be looking at the playoffs, especially considering the FFP situation, and we might need to sell in January. We haven't even finished the summer transfer window yet, but we might need to look to sell to try and balance the books out there. I don't know if a transfer embargo would follow us up if we were to get promoted, because if that's the case, then we're better off not getting promoted this year and not having the transfer embargo, because if we were to go up with a transfer embargo, then we would be in some serious trouble. This game is rapidly ticking by, though. It's very similar, actually, to the League Cup game where we took the lead and then nothing really happened until the 94th minute when they pulled level. So hopefully we're not going to see a repeat of that. Let's start and close this thing down, though, I think. It's not been the greatest game, especially this second half. They really... Yeah, maybe it's a case of neither team particularly doing well. But, you know, we have the lead. They've got to come at us. Come on, boys. Concentrate. See it out. Well, not a classic, but we have got the 3 points. A Mitch Clark goal. He's second for the club. A man of the match performance from him as well. Shaughnessy did well in the centre of defence, which is good. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we take it. It wasn't fantastic, but we take it. A vintage display earns Walsall the victory, and a quick update of the league table. Of course, there is no third automatic promotion places there. We're in League 1 now, not League 2. So I don't think we'll go up automatically. I think Preston and Derby County will be the class of the field. It's just a matter of whether we can end up staying in these playoff positions. And we're looking good right now, 14 points. You know, we're only 4 points off the top, so you never know. But, yeah, I think that's, as I said, a bit of an ask for this season. But that's it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Not a free-scoring episode by any means, but, yeah, bit of a disappointment against Wigan, but we got the result against Bradford. And we will be back next time. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for Doncaster at home, and then Portsmouth, who are one of the big boys. We'll head off to Pompey and see if we can get a result there as well. That's all for next time, though, guys. Until then, Open Aussie Ville, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.